Thanks for watching. And thank you for joining us after the long and in many places cold holiday weekend. If you resisted the urge to post "Be My Quarantine," congratulations. We had a low-key Valentine's Day this year. You know, usually I'll ride up on a horse with no shirt on, like Fabio, a single red rose in my teeth. This year, there was none of that. I did get a Valentine's Day gift from my mother this year. That's right. My mother she gave me and my wife a card. She wrote a card, and in the card was $200 cash. It's like a common prostitute. She gave me cash. And so I texted her, put up the text here. I texted, "Thanks for the gift/monologue topic." And she wrote back, "I despise you." So, which I know isn't true because she just gave me $200. But what did your mother give? Did your mother give you a gift for Valentine's Day?
She gave me $100.
She gave you money?
Yeah, she gave me money every year.
Is this a thing now?
I guess.
Every year she gives you money for Valentine's Day?
Yeah, $100 every year.
And do you take it?
I do take it, but I give it to Benji to give it back to her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
At what age should parents stop giving their children Valentine's Day gifts? Is it above or below 53? I'm asking for a friend. Meanwhile, my wife, did your wife give you anything? Oh, she did.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, she did.
All right. All right, you animals. My wife gave me a blank T-shirt and a wooden spoon and then fell asleep on the couch. So that was my Valentine's Day. If you're watching us from home right now, the good news is you have power. You know the phrase, "when hell freezes over"? We're getting close. We're getting real close. This morning was the coldest in decades in Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, and Little Rock. In New Orleans, they had the coldest Fat Tuesday in more than 100 years. People on the streets were putting their tops on. That's how. It's again where we missed the drummer. They had to cancel the Mardi Gras parades this year because last year's festivities turned into a superspreader event. It was right at the beginning of the virus. But this was the scene on Bourbon Street today where there was no bourbon to be had.
No one out here in the French Quarter on Bourbon Street. I mean, I never thought that I would see Bourbon Street empty like this. John, you mentioned earlier that the only time you'd see this many cop cars in the French Quarter is for some sort of breaking news. Well, breaking news, there's nobody in the French Quarter on Mardi Gras Day in 2021.
All right, well, there is that guy. There are a few people. It's Girls Gone Home in New Orleans. It's all very sad. I thought we were supposed to have fun in 21, but I guess that hasn't started yet. There were revelers in West Palm Beach yesterday. President's Day parade for Donald Trump outside Mar-a-Lago. You can see the Trump flags were flying, the guns were out. Hundreds of maskless supporters showed up to stand by their man. And sure enough, on his way to the golf course he'd never let them join, the former president gave his fans a wave and two little thumbs up. Somebody even hired a plane with a banner. It says, "Trump, best president ever," heart, to cheer the big guy on and celebrate his un-impeachment. What a thing to celebrate. But, of course, they did celebrate. Much of the Trump family took a victory lap after the Senate vote on Saturday, including Eric, who tweeted 2-0. There he goes, bragging about his grade point average again. He can't... Trump put together a real dream team of attorneys to represent him on this one. One of the standouts was Michael Vanderveen, a personal injury attorney. For real, this is a guy who's like, "Did you slip and fall? Call me." He also sued Donald Trump last year for some claims about mail-in voting in Pennsylvania, but he stole the show on Saturday. At one point, the Senate showed a rare moment of unity when they joined together to laugh at him.
None of these depositions should be done by Zoom. We didn't do this hearing by Zoom. These depositions should be done in person, in my office, in Philadelphia. That's where they should be done. I don't know how many civil lawyers are here, but that's the way it works, folks.
How dare you laugh at my hilarious lawyering? And as bad as he was, and he was bad, he wasn't even the worst of the bunch. That honor went to Bruce Castor Jr., who made the case but for and against his client.
So to answer the question of the House manager, does anybody believe that this would have occurred but for the speech from Donald Trump? I do.
Well, I now pronounce you and Donald Trump husband and wife. Castor got a lot of heat after his less than stellar performance, especially his opening argument, which he attempted to explain to Sean Hannity.
But what happened to me at the beginning of the case was based on dishonesty. We had an order from the United States Senate saying the first 2 hours of the argument were to be on the issue of jurisdiction. The House managers ignored the instructions from the Senate and just went down this emotional tirade and all of these things that had put us in just an awful position, and we were unable to use our prepared response. The only thing that was available were my notes for the opening I was to give the following day, which I hadn't typed up yet.
He hadn't typed up his notes yet. By the way, it's really an accomplishment to be Donald Trump's worst lawyer when his last lawyer got caught playing salami karate with Borat's daughter. And Rudy is no longer Trump's attorney. That was announced today. Mitch McConnell tried to have it both ways this weekend. After voting to acquit, McConnell gave a blistering speech condemning Trump's actions and inaction, basically saying Donald Trump is guilty of all the things I just found him not guilty of.
President Trump is practically and morally responsible for provoking the events of the day. But in this case, the question is moot because former President Trump is constitutionally not eligible for conviction.
It was the tortoise versus the crazy yellow hair. Trump fired back today. He was mad with a long statement. He's not allowed to tweet, so he has to write letters now. He wrote, "The Republican Party can never again be respected or strong with political leaders like Senator Mitch McConnell at its helm. In 2020, I received the most votes of any sitting president in history, almost 75 million. That had nothing to do with anything. Mitch McConnell begged for my strong support and endorsement. Without my endorsement, he would have lost and lost badly. Mitch is a dour, sullen, and unsmiling political hack. And if Republican senators are going to stay with him, they will not win again." Unsmiling. Has Donald Trump met his wife? Melania hasn't smiled since, like, 2011. This was a 7-paragraph statement. There are only 3 paragraphs in the Gettysburg Address. Now, I have to say, I think Mitch McConnell blew it. This was his party's best chance to make sure Trump never ran again. Remember the end of Lord of the Rings when Frodo brought the ring all the way to the volcano and then decided not to throw it in? This was like the dumb version of that. Even so, it was the most bipartisan impeachment vote ever, 57-43. 7 Republican senators voted to convict: Burr, Collins, Romney, Toomey, Murkowski, Cassidy, and Sass. And now they're paying a price for it at home. The chairman of the Washington County, Pennsylvania Republican Party is furious at his senator, Pat Toomey.
We sent him to Washington to represent our interests. He was our representative in Washington. We did not send him there to vote his conscience. We did not send him there to do the right thing. Or
That's right. We didn't send him there to do the right thing. We ate the right thing. And if Pat Toomey don't have the guts to not stand up for what he believes in, by God, we'll find someone who doesn't. Several senators have been censured. And Adam Kinzinger, one of the 10 Republicans who voted to impeach Trump in the House, not only was he censured by his party in Illinois, he got an angry letter from his own family. His cousin wrote, "Oh my, what a disappointment you are to us and to God. We were once so proud of your accomplishments. Instead, you go against your Christian principles and join the devil's army. You should be very proud that you've lost the respect of Lou Dobbs, Tucker Carlson, Sean Hannity." And that I agree with. He should be proud. Sorry, Adam, you lost the respect of Lou Dobbs. Like racially integrated diners and the Beatles when they grew their hair long, Lou Dobbs no longer respects you. It is now most embarrassing to us that we are related to you. You have embarrassed the Kinzinger family name. Well, Adam, for whatever it's worth, my family's proud of you, and my mother gives out cash for Valentine's Day. And by the way, the cousin... I can't believe yours did, too. But the cousin who sent the letter, her name is, no joke, what do you want to guess what her name is? That's right, Karen. This is Cousin Karen. That's right. Cousin Karen says he's a disappointment. Meanwhile, this is what Joe Biden was up to this weekend. He was at Camp David playing Mario Kart with his granddaughter. That's why Luigi was in the slow lane with the blinker on. Who installed a full-size Mario Kart machine? Is this Camp David and Buster's? What's going on over there? According to a new poll, a majority of Americans say Donald Trump should not be allowed to hold office again. And with any luck, one day we'll adopt a system that chooses a president based on what most of America wants. Another poll says a stunning 63% of Republicans would like the option of a third party. Dozens of former Republican officials are now hashing out plans to form a third party based on what they call principled conservatism. Listen, if they want to start a party Donald Trump won't join, just call it Eric's birthday party. And while historically these third parties last about as long as a New Year's resolution, in this case they are organized, well-funded, and they even put out a campaign ad.
The Republican Party has changed a lot in the last 4 years.
I'm president. Hey, I'm president. Can you believe it, right?
In ways that real conservatives just can't abide.
President Trump is practically and morally responsible for provoking the events of the day.
It's time for something new. It's time for a truly conservative party, made up of Americans who don't like the name-calling, Americans with principled Republican values. We don't believe in health care for all, but we do believe everyone has the right to a nice, firm handshake. We will never lie to you, and we will never fight for more than a minimum wage. We will always wish you well as we evict you. And if you're not religious, we'll pray for your soul while it burns in hell. The Conservative Party. Everything's gonna be all white.
Somebody print up some hats, will you? I don't know if you know, this week is Random Acts of Kindness Week, so I thought it would be kind and random to call my Aunt Chippy. My Aunt Chippy got her first dose of the vaccine a couple of weeks ago, and she's scheduled for number 2 coming up next week. I think on Monday she's scheduled for number 2. So I'm going to pretend to be calling from the vaccination center, and the camera in her house is on? Okay, good. All right, you ready to do this?
Yes, Jimmy, I cannot wait.
All right, I'm dialing her house now. Here we go. There she is. All right.
Hello.
Hello, may I speak to Mrs. Potenza, please?
Who's calling?
This is Tom. I'm calling from the vaccination center, convention center.
Oh, yeah.
Is this Conqueta?
That's me.
Is this Conqueta?
Conchetta.
Hello, Miss Conqueta. I was calling to just confirm that you will be coming to the convention center tomorrow at 3:30.
No, not tomorrow. The 23rd of February.
Oh, the 23rd. Okay. Well, okay.
The 23rd at 3:30.
We just have a few questions.
Don't change it. Don't start changing everything.
Would you like us to change it?
No, just leave it alone.
Because we can change it. We could push it back.
No, I don't want you pushing back. I don't want you pushing ahead. I don't want you to push at all. You want to push, go on the subway and push. Leave it alone.
Very good. You were given the Moderna vaccination?
Yes.
Okay. And I was wondering, I want to go through a couple of common side effects and see if you've experienced any of them. This is all part of the process that we go through here. Have you had any sniffles?
No.
Aches?
No.
Have you had fever?
No.
Itchy earlobes?
I haven't had anything.
Would you say
Nothing.
Your libido has increased since getting the vaccination?
Jimmy, is this you little bastard?
Excuse me?
Jimmy, is this you?
Excuse me?
Excuse you, your ass.
It sounds like this vaccine is making you irritable. Is that...
Jimmy, they don't ask those kind of questions. They're asking to see if I'm going to be dead or not.
Have you had any facial hair growth? Any abnormal mustache, beard.
Yeah, on my ass. I got it growing. What do you want?
What do you mean, what do I want? It's a crank call. What do you mean, what do I want? I don't want anything. I'm just making a crank call. What's wrong with you?
I thought you outgrew this. You got your own talk show. Don't annoy the people that you're on the show with. I just watched it. It's a good show.
Can I interest you in a 3-night stay at the Golden Nugget Casino?
No, thank you. No, thank you.
All right, I love you.
I love you too. Thank you for calling.
All right, good luck with the vaccine.
Okay, thanks.
It's tomorrow at 2:30.
Your ass.
Are you laughing at my ass? All right. Thanks for watching. If you liked that video, click the subscribe button. And if you didn't like it, well, you hurt my feelings.